In case you only watched this video for 15 seconds, I want to say this one thing. Guardians of the Galaxy is a game you should not miss, even if you're not a fan of the source material. Being a Marvel property, I think many gamers, myself included, had some preconceived notions of what this game was going to be. I waited a year to finally play it, and that was a mistake. I am blown back by how much fun I had. So what makes this game so great? I should say first that I'm not a Marvel fanboy. I do watch the MCU movies and shows. I read Spider-Man and X-Men comics as a kid. I enjoy the story and spectacle of superpowered beings. I did much the same with DC characters like Batman. I think that it's important to mention this because I feel like a lot of gamers wrote this game off because of its source material. That Marvel logo brings with it a set of expectations, and for some, that was enough to write this game off. If you're a fan of spacefaring adventures with great plot, action, and humor, then this is a game for you. There's a reason why Guardians of the Galaxy won the award for Best Narrative at the Game Awards in 2021. The story is quite possibly the best part of the whole experience. I don't just mean good writing. The voice cast put on one of the best performances I've ever seen in a video game. I don't say that lightly. I laughed, I cried, I sat at the edge of my seat gripping the controller harder than I should have. It was truly a joy until the very end. It should be noted that this particular version of Guardians is unique. This isn't canon with the MCU or the comics. Eidos Montreal really flexed their writing muscles for this one. They had every fan's dream job, to create a unique story with established Marvel characters. And they went deep. Throughout the game, you'll hear about events created just for this game. A galactic war, the death of Thanos, different histories and versions of characters like Adam Warlock and Cosmo. I believe it's one of the main reasons this story works so well. They didn't have to adhere to any other creative's vision. So yeah, the story is good. But what about the gameplay? I'm sure we all have played mediocre third-person action games, and often a big license like Marvel conjures up visions of cash-grab releases. Great visuals and story alone don't make a great game. This is where they played it a little safe. There isn't anything truly revolutionary about exploring and combat, but there are some really cool mechanics that make controlling a team of 5 really fun. Peter Quill is your guy. Throughout the entire game, you control Star-Lord, but what's different here is that your other Guardians are always in the field with you. AI controls a lot of their actions, which, looking back now, never felt like a problem. Each character has a unique set of special moves. Using the shoulder buttons in combination with the face buttons, you can command each character to perform special attacks. As the game progresses, you can use earned experience points to learn new attacks. They vary from area of effect attacks to actions that stagger and stun enemies, each one unique to every character. Star-Lord relies on his twin elemental guns. While a lot of your combat will be ranged, you also have melee options when enemies get close. I should say that this is one of my few gripes about Guardians of the Galaxy. Combat is fun and chaotic, but the melee attacks feel a bit disconnected. When so much is going on during a fight, the collision can be a little wonky. It doesn't take much away from the experience though. Boss battles and regular encounters alike never felt too long or unnecessary. It takes a little practice to get used to all of the different button pushes for each character and Star-Lord's abilities, but overall it's entertaining. Exploration is what brings it all home. Every area is beautiful, teeming with detail. From the very beginning I found myself constantly rotating the camera to get a better look at what was around me. There's a massive variety of places you get to visit. The Guardians travel all over the universe. From the Celestial Head turned Colony Nowhere to the Nova Corps headquarters, it all is amazingly detailed and really fun to see. There's a big variety in the types of areas you'll explore too. And by that I mean you'll travel to like huge icy vistas, large underground caves, and cities full of life. My favorite area is the one you'll see the most often though, the Milano, their ship. The Guardians operate and live aboard their ship. Many of my favorite scenes happen on the Milano. It's not all action and cutscenes. You get to see the Guardians in their home, wearing their comfortable clothes and planning for what's next. There's a lot of story that requires you to engage the other Guardians on the Milano. There's even collectibles throughout the game you can discover that will allow you to initiate new conversations with each character. Even Groot. You get to know each Guardian well, and it gets you really invested in the story. Eidos Montreal took inspiration from both the movies and comics. Music plays a huge part in the game, to amazing effect. They expanded the idea from the MCU and added a finely curated list of music from the 80s. Everything from Rick Astley to Heart. I sat wide-eyed as Final Countdown played while getting help from a giant space dragon during a massive space battle. It was absolutely epic. I could go on for an hour about this game, but the point of my videos is to give you a short and concise breakdown of why you should play. I think they used the Marvel license well, but I wonder if maybe it held the game back a bit. If this was a new story with original characters, I have no doubt that the team behind Guardians of the Galaxy would have made a hit. Eidos Montreal was recently sold to the Embracer Group. Square Enix has 2 games left in their Marvel contract as of 2022. It doesn't look like we'll get a sequel, at least not by the same developer, which is a shame. Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the best Marvel branded games I've ever played. Whether you're a Marvel fan or not, this is a game you should definitely try out. Take care of each other, gamers. I'll see you soon.